I think it was a major revelation that the day after Trump took office, that what I think was one of the most blatant manifestations of the Jezebel spirit ever would manifest in our country. You know, as I shared before, this is less than it was just a fraction of 1% of the women in our country marched in those marches. That is, to me, what manifested there is not a representation of the women in America, but I believe it is a signpost and a marker. And one thing, there was a rage there. Everybody I talked to in D.C. Said these women were so rough, and they had less than I would say complimentary things to say about it. Just said it was a striking contrast between those who were there to demonstrate in the Women's March and those who were there for the inauguration or who were just there and worked there. They just said there was something on there. There was a meanness, there was a rage that was very unattractive. And they use other terms, but to me, it was a manifestation of the Jezebel spirit that I think has been seeking to, and to some degree has taken a huge amount of dominion over our whole country. Now, Jezebel in Scripture, there's a Jezebel spirit in Scripture, and it's not just something that happens with women. I think men can have a Jezebel spirit, but it basically is a spirit that seeks to seduce God's people into sexual immorality and into the worship of idols. That's what Jezebel did in Scripture. She was the evil, wicked woman who married an evil, wicked king of Israel, Ahab. And both of them were complicit in what happened to Israel during this. And I think it's been taken over our country. I think it's what's manifesting to a large degree in Hollywood and a lot of the entertainment industry that is so sexually perverting, and the perversion up there and what manifested and the crudeness just of their speech and their talk. What father would ever want to hear that kind of thing coming out of his daughters? And how about our Father in heaven? But I couldn't even imagine. I mean, across the limits. Look, I was in the Navy. I have heard stuff. I've been in locker rooms. I've heard a lot of crew talk. But it just didn't seem as bad as what was coming out of some of these women during that Women's March in D.C. Now, why was there such a rage? I think it's because that Jezebel spirit is about to be thrown down in America, and I think much of the world, and it knows its time is short. As you see in the book of Revelation, whenever Satan is cast out of heaven, he comes to the earth with great wrath. That's why I never get discouraged when you see major demonic manifestations and rage on the part of the enemy. It doesn't discourage me. It encourages me. Satan is being displaced from his high places. And I think that's what's been going on here too. And I think Trump is a real serious threat to the general Jezebel spirit. I mean, just the way he's attacked the political correct spirit, the way, and listen, he's fallen to some of it too, and some of his own crudeness and all. But I think he's really repenting of that. I think it, to some degree, may have touched and gripped almost everyone in our country, both male and female. But it's about to be cast down, and that's the encouraging thing.